Welcome back, everybody, to another wildlife photo chat. It's been 2 weeks, right, Brad, since we
Yeah.
recorded? Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, we both had kind of busy schedules last week that just didn't align, and
hmm
neither of us had shot a ton, so we were like, yeah, you know what, let's just let it go a week and we'll get back to it. And now we do have more stuff to talk about, which is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a fun couple of weeks actually.
Yeah, definitely for
Yeah.
you.
When I look
mean, for me
back,
too.
yeah.
Yeah. Just
Oh yeah, for sure.
not for wildlife photography so much for me, but
Yeah.
it's just been incredible. All right, couple of housekeeping things to do first before we get into the
hmm
show. We're going to do just like a little bit of a topic that's just connected to what Brad has been shooting and experiencing, which is talking a little bit about fieldcraft. So we do have that.
hmm
And I want to thank Andy Bruner, Andy's Crappy Photos. I know one of these days I feel like he's got to change the name, but now I feel it's so long in, he's got to stick with it.
He's got to stick with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we want to thank him for the continued support of the show. So thanks so much, Andy, and for everybody that's been supporting the show. We really, really appreciate it. You can always just head on over to wildlifephotochatvideo.com to join in and help support the show if you'd like. And yeah, thanks so much, Andy. Keep it up with the amazing photos. He's been sharing some really cool stuff lately.
And dude, I just noticed like he's such a funny, like the way he puts his captioning and stuff. And I just noticed up top like boring wildlife photo or something like that.
Yeah,
boring
photos
of super wildlife
and stuff.
Get out of here, right?
Yeah, I know.
Far from boring, everyone. If you haven't followed him,
Yes.
Yeah,
No, he's such a
pulls off
personality,
some
and
great
hanging out
stuff.
with him. I've had the privilege of meeting up with him a couple times in person, which is really
That's
good.
cool.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got a couple of other things we'll plug later on, but other than that, we'll just get right into the show, man. And yeah, hear a little bit about what you've been up to, dude. Keeping the holiday spirit alive.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you and I talked about this, and I don't know if I mentioned on the last episode or not, but anyways, I did find out that. So I talk about a lot about this urban project, the psychedelic waterfowl, but they had extended the lights, so they were late putting them up this year. And then I found out they extended them. So I think you and I did talk in the last one about the potential of me hooking up like a LED light and just trying something a little bit different. So I did try it. I can't say I loved it. I can't say it made a big difference. I think there was a realization that, one, which I knew for sure, off cameras definitely would be the way to go just because of that whole I won't say steel light. It gave this weird, orangey, crazy funny looking eye. Yeah. I think even on the pintail afterwards, the male one, you can actually see it.
Can just
see how it's
right there,
I left it there. It's funky looking.
Yeah. Demon eye.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, not that it's much effort. It took me 2 seconds to tape it all to my thing, but I don't know. I kind of, I think I need a bit stronger of a light.
That's kind of what I thought too, yeah.
Exactly. And then I get in, I don't know. Then for me, it's I don't know. I just love the challenge of shooting super low shutter speed and trying to capture it naturally, because this is not obviously natural, with all these lights everywhere around the pond.
Additional lighting.
Exactly. And then I realized I had to pump more light into this, and then I'm I don't know, with a static light, a light that's constantly on, I don't know. I just question sometimes. I'm sure the birds are fine. There's lights everywhere here and stuff, but I don't know, kind of pushing that right in their face. I don't know. I just felt I wasn't into it. After a while, I just turned the thing off and just shot the rest of the morning without it.
Yeah. And I totally get, Brad, at a certain point, you add enough extra stuff and it just becomes more of a hassle than it is fun. It's just nice sometimes to go out with a camera, and I understand. And I've shot some things where it's just you're doing all this other technical stuff, and it can yield a result that's really interesting, but it's really got to be worth it, And it's not like you're not getting incredible stuff without any of that. So, I totally get kind of your feeling there. It's just do I want to add more complication to this?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I said, I'm not opposed to maybe trying the off camera again, try it, I should say.
Yeah.
And just see maybe what I could get. But again, like I'm working like both sides. The light is not strong enough. So if an opportunity happens over here, it's not going to do anything anyways. And I don't know. It, like I said, again, it's such a short window. I didn't feel like the light extended that. It didn't give me enough light that I was like getting better ISO performance, or I could up the shutter speed and stuff. So but it's been fun. I'm playing around. What's today?
I mean, this location
14th.
Is wild, dude.
Yeah, like look at that. Like this is what I'm saying, where I leaned into, like, because before, like if you look way across, see like the orangey kind of lights. Like I used to like really hone in on those like orange lights to keep it kind of natural, to pretend it was like a sunrisey kind of effect. And I guess over a couple of years or whatever, I've just decided to like totally lean in. Like, I mean, if you look way to the right there in the bottom right-hand corner, like look at all that funkiness.
That is where I'd be like, all about it. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Like that's just trippy, man.
It is, yeah. So there's a bunch of little weird kind of little pockets, and it's fun to find them. You know, these ducks are habituated clearly.
Also,
and,
there's so many. It's got to be challenging just to get an isolated one. It's like a pile of ducks, a literal pile of ducks right there.
Yeah. So as it kind of gets going, like a lot of these, like this is kind of like where they like roost into this one pocket. But then as the light creeps up a little bit, they go further out in the pond. Some leave. There's a whole river system. So some go up the river. So it kind of changes a little bit. So that can be a challenge too, is if a lot of them don't leave, which is funny. You're like, you sometimes want tons of subjects, but then it's like, well, if there's too many, you can't isolate one. And so it's fun because, like, you know, that's just like one section of it. There's lights all around this whole thing. You know, so there's so many angles to play with. And it's just a fun thing. Yeah.
I got a question. Because like everything we've seen so far is all isolated individuals. Have you tried to lean into and play with like that pile of ducks and shooting in and finding one within the mess of all that and seeing if anything is of interest there? Or has it just been too much of a challenge or just a visual mess? Like, have you played with
I'm
it?
glad you brought it up, because there was a point on the last outing that I did where they were clumped in, and I was trying to find something.
Yeah.
But it's almost like I wish there was like a white duck or a white bird, or, you know what I mean? Because there's so much of this brown tone, dark tones. And like even the pintail doesn't really stand out enough. Like, unless maybe like it really extended its neck up out, maybe then it would stand out a little bit more. But it's almost like I couldn't find, you know, and then I thought about just like slowing the shutter speed and just getting like it all then moving around a bit to kind of create just a mess of pattern. So the thought was there. I didn't really follow through with it, but
no, but I get it. When you look through, it's like you're looking for that one thing to stand out within that mess to make it an interesting photo. Yep. And if you don't see it, it's like, why press the shutter button, you know?
Exactly. So, yeah. You want that contrast between, you know, either light and dark, or if there was a bird that had some color into it,
different position, like you said.
I would, different positioning, something like that. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been I think a great successful year again series. With this. I've come away with some different stuff. I was glad I got a cormorant.
I was just going to say, I think that might be again my damn favorite. They're just so
there's something about it. They are, yeah. And this year, which has been a little bit different, is like the past couple of years, they seem to they would roost overnight. So when I get there, there'd already be some kind of either sat on a rock or sat up on a ledge somewhere I could work with. This year, they seem to not show up. I don't know where else they're to until like 10 minutes after the good light.
Okay.
So when they would come in, I'm like, oh, well, there's nothing to work with. So while I was shooting some of these other duck shots and I was stood in the water, all of a sudden one caught my eye. I didn't realize he must have swam in and got up on one of the rocks. So I was like, perfect. So I like ignored him, but continued to inch my way closer and then just slowly lined him up with this light. And I like that shot. Listen, it's a bird a lot of people overlook, but I think this is why I like focusing on here, because I think you can make it look pretty or different or just kind of gets attention a little bit more, right?
Yeah, and I told you when you shared it, in our chat the other day. There's something about the plumage on them on the back in that dim low light, just the way it shows. I just absolutely love these details, like just the fact that their feathers show like that. All the other ducks sort of have like brighter, more dominant plumage that's obvious and it shows well, but like that, there's such a subtlety there. And it's almost like you can see it better in the low light, because when it's like brighter light, they just almost turn like a dark brown, almost black kind of thing, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's just really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, and I love that you're like not ignoring the mallards. Like, I mean, this shot's got some personality, man. His pose,
it does,
right? The sheen on him, like that little curve. Yeah, he's like a sassy dude right there.
He is. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. No, I mean, to me, it's all like, and I think you mentioned this one time too, like this is all about the light. Like this is, you know what I mean? So anytime I can get one within some kind of funky light or whatever, or, this one I think again was up on a rock, it was preening or whatever. So I focused in on him, because once it was elevated, I could shoot down a little bit with one of the distant lights. And that one turned out, I really like that one too.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Definitely got personality.
Absolutely, man. I just wanted to show them all real quick so people can get a good look at
dude,
them.
The female, I love the just the lines within that. It's just, I don't know, it gives this fiery look to it.
Absolutely, man. No, absolutely. And the blue gold color is just always a win combo.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's fun stuff, dude.
Yeah, man, I'm loving it. Yeah.
Is it done?
Even doing stuff like this. Yeah, because today's the 14th. They're going to take them down on the 16th. And I won't be able to get out in the next 2. I don't know. Actually, I may be able to get out tomorrow. Anyways, right. I think it's done, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, it was a good one. It was a good run. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was great. So after I finished one of my last, or I think actually might have been the last one, I headed out to a larger lake, and this is where a lot of the waterfowl show up as well, because a lot of bodies of waters that are smaller, they're froze over. This lake is exposed. It's pretty well exposed all year. It's got 2 river systems that run in. So anyways, as soon as I pulled up, there was a little bit of light coming through and stuff, and I was like, hey, what am I going to do? I had my 500 and 1-4, and I actually brought the bokeh lens.
Nice.
So as I was getting out, I'm like, you know what? Ditching everything, just going to take that TT Artisan. It's a 250 mil manual focus lens. I'm like, I'm taking it. I'm just going to have fun, see what I can get. As nothing was looking like crazy promising. Actually, when the water levels are a little bit lower, there's like a little, like almost like a little delta, like a little bit of a sandbar that kind of gets exposed. So I was actually hoping that was going to be exposed at first. Fortunately, it wasn't. So I was like looking around. I'm like, what am I going to do? And it's just, just kind of just scouting around, just kind of walking. And I was heading back to my vehicle to then go to another section. And I saw all these mallards and black ducks, and they were feeding all on the grass area. And I'm like, you know what? Like, just lie down, get down. Let's see what kind of shapes and what I can kind of pull off. So I noticed that there was all this ice hanging off all those bits of grasses. So I was like, maybe that backlit might give me some cool shapes.
Yep.
So this is what I did. It doesn't look like it here, but dude, there was a little bit of a lip kind of going down to that. So I'm like elbow in the water, bent out over, because it's manual focus.
Yes,
I'm not doing this with
hands.
the flip.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not doing it with the flip screen either. So I'm like, face is bent over. Dude, for 2 days after, my neck was so bad. I could barely turn my head. Because I think I spent like an hour lit in this position, just like,
oh my gosh.
Because like I said, shooting into the sun with the flip screen, like, and trying to manually focus. The ducks are feeding and coming back and forth. Like, it just made no sense.
Yeah.
So anyways, so I was super stoked. And then, so dude, as I'm shooting, I'm playing around, seeing what I can do. All of a sudden, big snowflakes start coming. I'm like, and at that moment, the ducks had moved off a little bit, and they were kind of like moving off and coming back, and they were just so they had moved off. I started shooting, dude. I'm like, I just got to show Ray this. I was just shooting empty scenes because it was funny. So magical. And then a couple mallards, a couple birds started coming back, and then thankfully I was able to get a few frames. And I just love
Oh,
like it's just different,
that's
right? Like
so
I've shot
cool.
I've shot so many mallards, like backlit silhouette stuff, like to have all that snow turn into like donut bokeh in the sky was
and
really
I also
fun.
want to point out, right? Like this is one of those scenarios too, like looking at the water here, right? A little bit of wind out there, some chop.
Oh, it looks
This
garbage.
is usually what you would pass on, but even ignoring the donut bokeh here, the pattern in the water here is pretty freaking cool, man.
It is.
Like, so
right, you also got
the right light
shapes,
and the right amount of wind can still look pretty damn interesting, you know.
It does,
and then add into that like the floating bokeh, dude. How did that look through the viewfinders? Like seeing the snow falling.
Oh, it was trippy.
It must have looked nuts. Yeah.
Oh, it was trippy. So you know what it reminded me
of? Some video next time.
Yeah, I know. Well, actually, I remember, and I don't know if it would actually probably wouldn't work. But anyways, my mind immediately went to when you did a shot. I think it was a purple sandpiper.
Yes.
You were super, super close, like 300, and you actually went out of focus. And had same thing, man. Watching that, it was trippy. Because at one point I was like, after I'd done, I'm like, oh, I should have done some video just to show. Like there's just movement. Because like you said, the water's moving, everything's choppy.
Yeah.
So odd bokeh going on there, then in the sky. So
that's so cool, dude.
I loved it.
Oh, man, I love it.
It's one of the scenarios that I've always wanted. Maybe once or twice I've ever gotten it, where you actually get snow backlit. Because clearly with snow coming in, there's clouds.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're not getting a clear sky day and then there's just magic snow coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So there's usually so much cloud cover that you don't get a lot of this backlit opportunity.
Sure.
So when this happened, I was like,
I know.
And then with this lens, like in my head, like if I hadn't looked at it, or if I hadn't already been in that position, I probably would have ran back up my 100 to 400 because I would have been like, oh, this is the shooting opportunity I want, and not even realized how cool the effect would have been, right? So yeah, I'm glad.
No, it's such a great image, dude. Yeah. Do you think?
Yeah, I'm super happy with it.
Is stuff like this contest worthy for you?
I would enter it. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, definitely.
We've talked about it all the time. The unique factor, right?
Yep. Definitely.
And this one is not in your face either. I mean, it's like subtle and fun and interesting. Like it's not so. Like this one is definitely more in your face, right? This one, I feel like in a contest scenario, you're probably going to turn off half the judges and then some might like it, right? Yep. But this one doesn't seem to fall into that category of the use of this lens, where I feel like it is subtle, but you're still like, wait, what is going on here? Like it's eye-catching in such a wonderful way, you know?
Definitely. And that's the thing, like I know you and I've, especially you, sparked a ton of interest in this lens. And I know there's a nice few people out there, but there's a nice people that have it, but I still haven't seen a ton from this lens.
No.
You know what I mean? Like I have seen some. It's hard, it's whatever, but I'm in love with it, man. Like I just can't wait. Like I think we said this on the last one. I can't wait till summer. So I'm going to take it to Florida.
I was just going to say Florida. I can't wait to see what you do with it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely taking it there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love it. And like I said, with that portrait one, I just love how absurd it is. Like, I almost love that it's distracting. It's like in your face. Totally. It's just different. Like, and I just love, I don't know. I was like, I'm all in on it. So
no, I agree, man. I think that's what this lens is all about. I think it's like you either lean in and make it absurd and obvious, you know, and I think it's harder to find what this image is, the more subtle uses of it that still make it look beautiful and unique and interesting. And also like just, I keep being blown away with how you're nailing focus on this stuff. Cause I feel like the times I use it, man, it's so tough.
Well, even like that portrait one, like that's sharp. Like the tighter one, I'm like, look pretty at that. Good, man. That's good. Like
it's incredible. I didn't even know the lens was possible to be that sharp.
Right? So maybe I got a good copy.
Yeah.
But no, I'm happy with it, man. It was fun. So so fast forward to this. So this was interesting. So This year we've had like huge flocks of waxwings, Bohemian waxwings. So we get them here in winter. They show up pretty much every year somewhere. But their numbers this year just seem like outrageous. Like there's groupings in around St. John's in the city where there's like between 500 and 750 in like one flock. Jeez. And that's like one flock here. And then there's another one of 200 somewhere else. And so like I even had a small flock that, must be, yeah. So I actually had a flock land in my neighbor in her front lawn. Of course, I didn't get a chance to photograph them. So like I've missed opportunities and just never had a chance. So on this particular day, I was going to head out in the morning. Had a late night, and we had plans that day to head to Janelle's aunt's house. So she had moved to this new place out near, well, it's basically out Bay Roberts area. So it's about a 45-minute to an hour drive. Okay. And I'm like, if I get up early, I was going to go for purple samplers. I'm like, I'm going to be tired. I'm like, you know what? Just whatever. I'm not going to go. We got this planned. I don't want to be there and like, whatever.
Zombie mode. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we were heading here, but we weren't planning on leaving until I think it was like 10 o'clock or something, or in around there, 10 o'clock. So I'm like, an hour's drive-ish. Like, I'm not going to get there till, noon, but I'm like, you know what? Bringing my camera. I've tried to get in this mode where it's like a lynx could walk out in front of your vehicle. Yeah. Like, bring the camera all the time. Why not? So I throw the 500 on, throw it in the back of the vehicle. And, I said to Janelle, you never know, going to a new area, there's lots of waxwings around. Maybe I'll see some out there. I said, because my luck, if I don't bring it, I don't know her new house. I'm like, she's going to have like a dogberry tree. It's going to be full, and I'm just going to be sitting there for hours watching them, right?
Uh-huh.
So, dude, we pull up. I thought we were going into like the town of Bay Roberts area, which is along the water, along a bay. So when we get there, we actually turn to a different area. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So we kind of go down through and driving down this one little narrow street and small little houses and just as we're about to pull up, I look about 2 houses before her, flock of about 30 waxwings just sitting in this tree. I'm like, Janelle, look up, what's the chances, right? Like I'm talking about it. And then to go, an hour away and they're there. So I pull in the driveway. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, you guys go in, I'm staying here. Oh, yeah. I'm like, just give me 10 minutes. Just let me see where this flock's going to go. So, dude, as I'm getting out, because I had jeans on, nice shoes, or whatever. I'm like, rubber boots, camo pants that I had that I just throw on. All of a sudden, the flock goes, and this is where they land. So in behind her house is this large, hill, cliffside, facing, and then it's got a bunch of spruce trees. So they just went up, landed in the spruce trees. Nice. I'm like, oh, perfect. So I'm like, let's just walk up slowly and kind of just see what happens. So I grab like 1 or 2 shots as I'm going up. Like they're just, sitting up in the trees. Waxwings are pretty good. Like if they're into their feeding frenzies, like they're pretty chill. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they're approachable. But dude, the problem with this area is that like it's snowish covered, but it's all hard snow. So every step is crunch, crunch. I'm trying to go through, alder bushes. I'm like trying my best to find my way up. Anyways, they were treetop, so they were fairly chill. So kind of worked my way up. So here, like I was just taking shots as they were up treetop, using that back cliff. And then all of a sudden, so then all of a sudden they would drop down, and I'm like, oh, so there were little patches of berries in amongst all of this stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
So they were coming landing down, and then they'd fly back up.
Nice.
So I was like, okay, so here's my challenge. I want to get all the way up and try to use these rocks and maybe get some when they come and land. Because twice they had land. I just sat there, waited. I watched them, like, see where they go, see what they do. They hit that area twice, and then all of a sudden they flew up onto this larger spruce tree. I'm like, okay, game on, go. Work my way up, sit my butt down. I'm like, let's just wait. Kind of have myself concealed a bit, so if they don't fly down, I'm not just stood out like a sore thumb. So if you go to the next image, because then they did fly down.
Nice.
Bang. And if you notice, one is taking off in the background. So that's the background is actually another waxwing. So see all that yellow? That's its tail feathers flared.
Oh, yep. I see now.
It's its tail feathers flared and its full wings flared.
I get it. It took me a second. I'm like, what is that? Yeah.
Uh-huh. So I left it. I've got frames without and with, and I was like, I'll just show. So that was kind of cool. It's like this very hidden cool. Just hidden detail.
Yeah. And I got to say, again, I got to compliment you, dude. It's not Brad James light, but like, holy crap. I mean, it looks really nice. It's midday, but I could see in that wide shot, you had thin clouds filtering the sun.
Yes.
And so it made it like there's no harsh shadow here, you know? Like there's definite light direction, but there's no harsh shadow. You got some snow filling in a little bit as well. Probably. So like it works. And I commend you for shooting outside of your comfort zone in less than the most perfect light, dude.
Now, give the bird the credit, because if this was just like a flock of robins or something, I would not have been up there.
Sure.
You know, I think that was the draw, and I was like, let's just see what happens. But you're exactly right. There was just enough thin cloud that was just creating this like soft box, and then I knew with the snow, if they did come down, it was going to be like this underfill
light.
Awesome. So it worked out great. So they landed, but very short. They were flighty. Like they would land, they would go up, they land. So I, pulled off a couple shots there, and then so they went up into a big patch of spruce trees. So I'm like, okay, what am I doing here? So let's get up higher. Let's get eye level with them. Use a really far distant hill on the other side of opposite of where I was, and let's just go backlit because the lighting is soft enough. Let's highlight the the crest and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is what I started working with. So they were a bunch of them were up high. This one guy came down. He landed perfect. I'm like, oh, and dude, like I'm creeping. I'm like, one step, I'm like, move this bush, because I'm like, I'm not that far away, and I'm like, everything is crunching. I'm like, these guys are gonna flush. I'm like, oh, I hope he stays. So worked with a clean shot first, but I could see the way all the trees were kind of like lining up. I'm like, I bet you I can play with some hole, or I can kind of like look through at him. So if you go to the so this is what I did. Nice. So I kind of found as much of the, tree branches as I could. And then he gave me this like turnaround look.
Yep.
Dude, I've shot them before. I think this is one of my favorite shots. And I'll tell you, like I said to even Janelle, because I was like, this is gotta be one of my favorite, because 95% of any chance I've ever had with them, they're either a treetop or when they do come down, they're on a bare tree with berries. So it's very branchy or kind of boring. Great. You're getting them feeding, some type of action. But there's a million of those shots out
there.
Like everybody has those shots. If it's a waxwing shot,
hanging on the edge of the berry, frame filler,
holding onto a berry, throwing a berry up. But to be able to get creative, I was like so stoked when this kind of layout happened, and then kind of boke on top. I wasn't sure at first with the white, that's patches of snow and a
little bit of snow. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I just think it works.
Absolutely.
And I was super stoked.
Man.
So then I moved down a little bit, tried to come in a little bit closer. So that's the next shot. But the other one to me
No, the other one frames it so much better. For sure.
So well. Yeah.
And the light. I mean, even this, I just love that cool distant mountain, like in shadow, like it always just has that slate blue tone is just so wonderful. But this is like definitely, the textures are incredible there. What a series, dude. Like that's freaking awesome. It was
fun.
Yeah.
Middle of the day. Like,
right. And nice also.
Not my kind of light.
No, absolutely not. But like, look what you did with it, and you get favorite shots, So like, I just think from my perspective, it's nice to see you have a positive experience in lighting that's not your normal thing, right? To just, again, expand like the opportunities,
Definitely.
And I know from our workshops, because we shoot whatever light we're given, that you do, how to do it, how to handle it, how to work it the best you can. But I also understand like your dilemma is you have a limited amount of time. So when you are going to spend that time to go shoot, you're going to stack the deck in your favor to make the most amazing images. And so that's why That's why we all, joke around and say there's Brad James Light, and you go shoot that stuff. But I do hear sometimes in our conversations over the years of where, the conditions aren't working, the lighting's not working, it's too windy for the waterfowl stuff. And then I've heard you in sort of a funk, and it's just like, from my perspective, I'm like, dude, just go out and shoot anything. Like in the middle of like whatever, like you'll figure something out. And even if the shots suck, like whatever, it's fun to get out. But this is like a perfect example of that. Like, so glad that you brought your camera with you and got these incredible shots in conditions that aren't your standard go-to setup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I agree. Yeah, definitely. And I think too, like, just with a little bit, you hinted a bit, like with my lifestyle, midday stuff or a little bit later, like there's always something on the go. So that's why like I'm always love the fact I squeeze in those kind of end caps, like the beginning and end. But like I said, it was just nice. It was nice to have not the best light, middle of the day, like, and then things kind of work out. Like you said, you got to work the light the best that you can. And there are opportunities. I always believe that I think there's, you can squeeze something out. They may not be, of course, if this was like
absolute
first 5 minutes of light, it'd be insane. Like, but still, I'm super stoked with the,
exactly.
Like,
right?
I couldn't be happier. Yeah. So pleased.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
And then also, what we were talking about with the Fieldcraft thing, just to mention, with your story there, I think it's a great lesson for like, to slow down when you see these things and I still blow it myself to this day. You see something, it's something you haven't worked with much or in a decent scenario or even a great scenario, and you get excited and you rush it and blow it, and definitely. I've done it plenty of times. I feel like I keep getting better at calming myself down and recognizing, what, patience is key here. And I think, in my head, it's always like, but they might just like fly away. And it's like, correct. And then you're not going to get the shot. But if you rush it, you're not going to get the shot if you flush them, right? So you're screwed either way there. So the obvious best choice is to take your time, because that increases your odds of not flushing them and letting them get comfortable and just capturing them more naturally, doing their thing and whatever your subject is, So definitely. Awesome job on that.
And I'll tell you, the fact that it was midday helped with that, because if that was at like 5, you know what I mean? Like if light was coming, because even when I made my way up to where the flock was to, it took my time. Like I was watching their behavior, and like as I was approaching, coming up the hill, a couple of them left and flew down. I'm like, oh well, they're landing. So I'm like, they're super comfortable with me actually approaching. So I get so far in, and then at one point they all kind of like left and landed up top, and I was pretty much almost under them, and I'm like, okay, let's just sit. Now let's see if they come back to the same spot. Are they going to go elsewhere? There's no point in me continuing up the hill to try to get eye level right now. I want them to know I'm here and I made it this close to you, but I'm like no threat. Like I'm just going to sit here quietly now. But like I said, if this was like light was creeping up and golden tones, it would have been
It's harder
tough.
to chill. I get it. Yeah, totally.
It definitely is. So listen, before we move on, I got to tell you this quick story. It's funny. It's so hilarious. Okay, so as I'm going up, this is behind her house. There's a couple other houses, but they're well spread out. So anyways, I'm on my way up, get all the way up, sit down near this area, and the house next to hers, a vehicle pulls up. So they pull up, and this couple gets out, and I can hear them, oh, let's bring our stuff in the house. He's bringing whatever. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, as they were backing into their driveway, I'm like, I'm just going to like peek around. Like, I'm just going to get around this tree. I don't want them to see me up here and be like, what are you doing? Or whatever. Just make a thing. I'm like, I can hide away. So I don't know, about 5-10 minutes go by. All of a sudden I could hear crunch of snow.
Yeah.
And when I look down the hill, this guy is walking by with a cell phone. He's like, yeah, man, I don't see him. I don't know. He must have disappeared. I can't see him right now. And I'm like, oh, this guy's looking for me.
Yeah.
So anyways, so after a little bit, he goes, oh, no. He's like, I see him now. So I'm like, so I peek out around. I'm like, hey, man, how's it going? I'm like, I'm just photographing this flock of birds above me or whatever. Oh, okay. Yeah. He's like, I kind of figured that's what you're doing. He's like, man, you got some big camera there. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, nice. And he's like, okay, you're all good, whatever. turns out that was her landlord. So she's renting this place that she's living in, right? Janelle's aunt.
Yeah. Yep.
So fast forward an hour, I come down. She's like, yeah, my landlord messaged me and she's like, do you got some guy or something up in the back of the hill? He's like, I've received at least 10 phone calls and and text messages from everybody. Yeah. Even one dude he was just using this. He had his scope, his rifle, and he's like, I had the crosshairs right on him watching him. I'm God. I'm like,
that's so nutty.
Yeah, everybody. Even on the other side of the street, there was 2 young guys, and they were like yelling at top of their lungs, like, dude, look at the guy coming down the back of the hill. And, it was hilarious.
Nuts.
I'm like,
yeah, you were the entertainment for the day. Yeah.
Oh, clearly. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, isn't that so funny? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
that
I can imagine.
Hilarious.
I mean, if that was my house and I wasn't into any bird thing or whatever, and all of a sudden this random guy with camo on is creeping around the back of a hill, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's weird.
And most people haven't seen lenses like that, so they still it throws them off. Some people just don't know what it is, you know. So
a couple of guys, a lot of these guys are hunters, right? Like a lot of these outpour whatever. A lot of people like hunt in Newfoundland, so they thought it was a big moose call. So they thought I was up in the back of the hills trying to call moose in to kill them. Oh man!
Oh jeez!
Too funny.
Yeah,
it was an experience. It was fun.
That is good, man. Yeah, well, awesome, dude. Yeah, it has been a great couple weeks for you. Yeah,
yeah, certainly has. Yep,
excellent,
definitely.
All right, so I'm just gonna do a quick plug of a project I've been working on. And I think we've talked about this on this show of me thinking about doing this, about creating a website that you can only view on bigger screens. So like tablets, laptops, and big monitors, and ignoring mobile phones, just like making it so phones can't view it. And I've been toying around with the idea for a long time, and I finally did it, man. I finally, I had some time, and it took me, I think I did the whole thing in like 3 days. Created it.
Oh, wow.
Structured it, laid it out, because I wanted it to be simple. I wanted it to be all about the photos. And so it exists right now. It's not really a site to check out yet because I only have temporary photos of my own there, just to show the concept. But what's going to happen is in February sometime, I don't have an exact date yet, I'm going to launch this site publicly. And I've already got over 30 photographers, including you, who've submitted photos. And here's the deal. This is a website to view wildlife photos large and in a great quality. Like, I'm having everybody submit the photos with really high quality. I'm uploading them with really high quality. And so it can't be viewed on a phone. In fact, if you go to view it on a phone, it just says, thanks for visiting, but you can't see the photos here. You have to go onto a bigger screen to view it. And so that's what I've done. And, here's just the concept. I'll just scroll through. Like, this is, oops, I didn't mean to click there. This is what the homepage will be. You come to the homepage and you just simply scroll and see one huge photo, full screen after another. And then if you decide to click on a photo, you'll be able to see the title of it, the photographer, and then a little bit of info about that photo. Yep. And there will be captions along here and then links to that photographer, right? So you will be able to go and follow more from that photographer and find their other places that they share and stuff like that. So that's everything there. And then you can also click the photo to actually make it go even more large, like even more full screen than it is on the homepage or in this window. So it'll maximize and fill the screen that you are on. That's it. That's as simple as it is, like, and then this is the list of photographers I have already submitting to this is just wonderful. Oh, that's awesome. And there's some amazing photographers on there, and I'm going to try and get more. I'm hoping to have 50 photographers by the time it launches, which I think should work out quite nicely. And so no reason for anybody to visit the site yet. There's really nothing to see there. But come time to launch this thing, I'm going to promote it like crazy, and I'm going to ask everybody to check it out and help share with their friends and other photographers, because I think it can be a really big thing. and it's really going to just celebrate the photos that we're all putting out. And I do want to add, I'm not making it only small in frame. I mean, it's certainly going to skew that way because I think they are viewed better here, but I just want to celebrate all amazing bird and wildlife photography and just share it in a format that I'm just tired. I'm tired of Instagram, dude. I'm tired of seeing these incredible photos, and I'm not tired of the community there. I'm just tired of the format, and I can't tell you, I get to, and dude, I'm getting to see all these photos as people are submitting them. I get to view them on my 27-inch screen full here, and I'm just like, like, holy crap, look at this thing. And I knew it had potential. I could see it was amazing, but on the phone, it's stupid. It's just stupid anymore to me. I've been like actually angry about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because I mean, there's times I've had images that I've like started to edit, and I'm like, why am I even doing it? Like, I know it looks great on a bigger screen. I'm going to post on Instagram. It's going to go nowhere because it doesn't look like anything really, or looks like a, like a, not a poorly shot landscape shot, but like it's just, it's just not grabbing. But I know on a big screen, it's like now the bird stands out because it is small in frame, and then you see all the details. So I think it's fantastic. I think, like I said to you, it's just like it's an online like gallery that you could kind of walk through and look at people's different work. And I hope it becomes something where it's like kind of in the back of people's mind. Like, I know a lot of people do have their own website out there, but that it becomes something where you do have an image that maybe you're super, super proud of and is small in frame. You post it on your own Instagram or whatever, and like probably doesn't go anywhere simply because of the format, like you said, but that you're like, you know what, I want to get this in front of eyes and submit this to this site, so then people can view it in a large and really appreciate it. Because I think that's the thing too, like, we're all out there trying to create these masterpieces, like even like this image here, like, that's going nowhere on Instagram, and it's almost like, what's going on? But to view it in this format, to see that grand landscape, like, it just makes you appreciate a piece of art. Like, to me, because a lot of these smaller in frame things feel more like a piece of art when it's done properly.
Absolutely.
So to be able to kind of sit and appreciate the details and see everything in a whole, I think it's great. And hopefully, hopefully it can stay in people's mindsets. And
my hope is that, as like right now it's curated, right? I'm requesting, I'm reaching out to photographers and requesting specific photos. And it's going to stay curated always, and for the time being, I'll be the curator. If it grows and gets bigger, I may bring on additional help to help me curate it. Because, just time-wise, I hope that happens. I really do. But for now, I'm curating it, and so of course it's going to have a little bit of my spin and taste on it. But again, I'm trying to be open-minded with what I'm inviting and adding onto the site. For now, I think for at least the initial launch, I think I'm going to leave it as a sort of invite-only thing to the site. But at some point, I will open it up for anybody to be able to submit. And then just because you submit doesn't mean it's going to go on there. It'll still be curated after that. But I will just start to invite at some point submissions once the site gets rolling and I kind of get in the flow of everything. And my hope is either way, Brad, that as new photographers are featured on it, new photos, they're going to be sharing about it, right? So there's going to be a continued promotion about like, hey, you can go here on Instagram is my photo, but if you want to go view it in a better way, like, let's go over there, and pretty much every photographer I've reached out to that has responded, and I know, a lot of people on Instagram messages, some of these huge accounts, they can't respond to everything, and it probably just gets lost in there. So that certainly happened, but I haven't got a single negative response. Everybody's in love with the idea. Some people ask me about, because it's all my photos right now, they're like, are you putting a lot of yours on there? I'm like, no, that's just there to kind of show you how the site
just to build
will look. Exactly.
Yep.
I'm going to sprinkle some of mine in, sure, occasionally, but it really is, to me, it's all about promoting these amazing photos and photographers. And dude, I think even if the site doesn't take off the way I hope it does and continue to go, I might continue to do it just for my own enjoyment. Because I got to say, having these photos submitted and being able to view them on this 27-inch 5K display has been such a joy. Like, I have been going back every couple of days and just looking through the gallery I have sitting in Lightroom before I'm going to like get them all scheduled and everything here on this site. And it's just like, this is mind blowing. Like, this photography is
cool.
Some of the most incredible stuff. And I get to actually appreciate it now, man, instead of like squinting at it on this stupid phone. And then even viewing it full screen on Instagram, it's all pixelated and not sharp and just garbage. Like, it just full on ruins these incredible photos due to the quality. And I get it. Instagram's hosting 1 billion photos probably every day, for all I know, right? So I get that they can't support high quality, but like, let's make a place and a community that can enjoy it and celebrate it. That's what I want to do.
Definitely. Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like, I'm sure there's not every photographer out there obviously has a website to even host their own images large for people to go look at. So
correct.
Like after they post it once on Instagram or Facebook, who gets to see it afterwards? And to have it up viewable like this to a large group of people, hopefully, I think it'd be a fantastic thing. It's cool.
Yeah, my hope is the cumulative of everybody that's involved promoting it and sharing about it will help everybody reach a larger audience. You know what I mean? Because you're exactly right. I think, and it's interesting, I'm getting the links for everybody when they submit it. That's part of it. So many of these photographers have their own websites. And I think I talk to photographers all the time, like, I got a website, but like nobody goes to it, Yeah. And so like, that's a bummer, Like, they have the ability for people to view the photos there, but the traffic doesn't go there. So hopefully this can help shine a light on some of these photos and maybe even cause people to go over and check out their website and see more of their work. So, I'm excited for it, man. I can't wait to launch it in February. And I just wanted to give it a little bit of a teaser here and give everybody a little bit of excitement ahead of time before the launch.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Good stuff.
All right, cool. So I don't have much to talk about, man. I haven't been shooting wildlife really at all, dude. I'm in Nevada now. So we left Death Valley yesterday. And so we're about, I don't know, half hour, 40 minutes outside of Las Vegas. I came here to do some mountain bike riding because we were in Death Valley. We were staying in the national park for, I think we did 11 days, dude. Which was, we went there initially for we booked 4 days initially, and then we stayed 11 days. Like, that's how amazing that place was. It really was.
That's cool.
We spent most of the time just doing hiking. There's no mountain biking allowed in national parks on the trails, which was a bummer too. I was on some trails and I was like, this would be so fun to ride. Like, I contemplated going in at sunrise and just trying to sneak a ride in, but you know what? I don't want to cause a problem and get kicked out or whatever. It's not worth getting fined over. No. But the trails and just the scenery, I was just like, oh, this would be amazing to ride. But it was amazing to walk around.
So why wouldn't
no national parks allow it?
Reason?
You know what? I think the main reason is the safety. Well, could be some damage, but I think it's more the safety of hikers. You have so many people hiking on trails. If you do mixed trails, it's more challenging, bikes bombing down a hill and then there's somebody that's standing there and you hit them and stuff like that. So I think it's more of a liability thing than any other reason, because, foot traffic causes probably arguably more damage than just rolling over it with a bike tire in a lot of these places. But anyway, it is a bummer because I've been in some amazing places where I'm like, oh, this would just be so fun to cruise, because there's some of them just had these nice rolling hiking paths through. I'm like, oh, it'd be so fun. But dude, Death Valley blew my mind. Both of us, me and Emily, just absolutely blew our minds. So I'll tell a little bit more about it, but very little wildlife. We didn't come here for wildlife. We came here just to see a beautiful place, but it's there's not a lot there for birds. So I did manage. This was probably my favorite. This was the second morning we were there. This one very popular trailhead. I think the most popular in the park. Every morning it was filled up because there was this, and this is the best, dude. Less than a quarter mile, right? Maybe a 5-minute walk up a little paved path that they had to a big overlook area, and it overlooked into this kind of habitat. And it was there for sunrise and sunset. So the parking lot would fill up. And Brad, every car, you'd see the parking lot filled, right? And then here's the trail that goes up there. And then right over here is a trail that just goes out into this wilderness. Emily and I would go take that trail. I'm telling you, there's 50 cars in the parking lot or more, and we wouldn't see a soul out there. Not one. Everybody Everybody just goes
out there
to the obvious. And I get it. It's easy. Yeah. And it was still beautiful.
Yeah.
So they get a nice view. But I'm like, this is insane. Like, you can actually walk down into this habitat and follow this legitimate established trail. It wasn't like we were just like wandering off through into this habitat and just have it by yourself. And in a way, I'm glad. They all stay up there.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it gave it to us by ourselves. But dude, sunrise after sunrise and sunset all at the same spot. Way. Packed parking lot, nobody out in the trail until an hour or two after sunrise. Then they start filtering in where it's already the whole habitat is looking like crap. And Emily and I just say all the time, I think I'm so grateful for our photographer eye, because I genuinely think, Brad, I'll just say the non-photographers just don't see the world the way we do. No, the way that photographers do. And I'm just talking about any photographer, right? Any photographer, even if you're a portrait photographer, light. If you do any kind of outdoor photography, and you start to see it, and you see it in the world, and you understand how things look at that time of day, first thing in the morning and last thing of the last bit of sun during the day, and you just, as much as possible, you put yourself out there then, and you don't go hiking in the middle of the day. And I'm telling you, dude, these landscapes, and I don't mean to be so extreme about it, but they look like crap during the day when there's sun on them. It's just harsh and nasty and void of color. And then you view it at this time of day, you're like, this is one of the most stunning palettes I've seen.
Yeah.
And nobody's out there for it.
Even like pre-sunrise or whatever, like those bluish tones and all that, like it's true. You're absolutely right. I never really thought about it in that manner, that if I wasn't into like wildlife photography or being out there like that, it's true. Like a lot of the landscapes you see, you're just like, it just doesn't look pleasing to the eye with all those harsh shadows and harsh light. But like I said, that great, golden light or pre-sunrise light or after sunset and everything, it just looks incredible.
And dude, you view it.
The layerings on this.
Yeah, thanks, man. And you view it
so good.
During the day, these landscapes are still incredible. It's still like, wow, oh my gosh, right? But if you compare it to what it looks like at that first light, there's just no comparison. It's just not even close. And for me and Emily, we start these hikes so much at sunrise, and then we watch it just transition into this like blah, and we're just like, we walk in and you're like, this was incredible. And then you're walking out, you're like, it just doesn't, it looks like crap now, and it's so fascinating. And I think it really is just people's eyes don't know, or their minds don't understand what the difference would be, and I feel a little sad for them, because it is so much more magical at these times, but I'm also glad because I don't want them there.
Exactly.
So
works out
and I'm speaking to photographers right now, so I'm not telling anybody nothing they don't know already.
Exactly. Definitely.
But anyway, these ravens were hanging out by this parking lot, picking up trash and leftover food and crap like that. So they were there every morning. Doing raven things, so I was able to play with that. Took the 28-4 out a lot because I just didn't know what I was going to see. Oh yeah, I'll go back.
I love that you have that. You were able to place them in that lightest coloring. You know what I mean? Like that just works out so well. That tone. Yeah, the layering is just.
And this was all before sunrise. Just the color there, and like
nice.
Look, this is the argument against this lens, right? Oh, it's an f8 lens. I shot it at 400mm f8, right?
But you want
15th of a second.
Yeah,
no problem.
Yeah.
Is my point.
Yeah.
Like you just drop the shutter speed. This was well before sunrise, dude. This was in the dark. Yeah. It's just 15th of a second. Like there it is. Yeah. Look, how much sharper do you need? Like for this size in the frame,
Perfect.
And so, you can still do it with this lens, And then, here's the other interesting thing about our timing there. Just dumb luck, because it just happened to fit in our schedule. It almost never rains there. We got there right after days and days of rain, and it rained once the second day we were there. So there's a salt flat that forms, right? It's Death Valley. Everything, all the mountains surround this huge valley, and everything just runs off down to this one point, right? And it all just evaporates almost immediately because it's so vast and dry, and it's a big dry salt lake or salt bed. Every few years, it rains enough that it actually fills up with water and turns into like what like the Great Salt Lake is, basically like that shallow, thin thing.
Yeah.
Well, we got there and it had water, dude. And so I read the last time was 2024, and before that was like 2006 or something. Like, so that's how rare this lake has water in it. And we happen to time it and get rain there. But dude, the first 3 days, the skies were just dramatic. All these clouds coming in and just drama and everything. And so, the landscape is amazing. This I shot the last day. This was is a lifer for me. It was a bell sparrow. So I just shot that yesterday, actually, and was able to get that. So that was cool. But I'm just going to go through some of these landscapes here. Half of this shot on the phone. But just wait, whoa.
You just glazed over this wide shot of a raven. What do you?
Oh, this one?
Yeah, it's a really nice shot, man.
Oh yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, to me, like, there's no crazy light, nothing like that. But the layering, ravens are such cool. I just love that there's so many photographers out there that raven. They would never could be like sometimes the best light and just like raven. Like I love that you're similar to me. It's like common species, like in a great location. All about it, and really cool. Yeah, I like it.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So that'll be about it for the wildlife, though, because now it's just going to be us. Yeah. And Emily has really gotten into portrait photography. Look at this landscape, dude. Like, look at that.
It's such a shame that there's not more wildlife, because the color palettes and the textures and the layer. Oh. Man, you would have some fun.
Here's the deal. I could have spent more time in these areas where the ravens were and worked this kind of stuff a little bit more. But like, I don't know. I've just not been into it. I'm just been more opportunistic right now. Yep. I have been enjoying all this other stuff, just like taking it easy,
Definitely.
But I certainly could have put more effort into trying to be where there were some more birds and wildlife. But I just wasn't feeling it, But these stormy skies when we first got there, dude, the light pop. Look at this. Like,
if a raven was up on that
you
peak,
think, right? I know. Or in the sky, catching sun.
Yeah.
Like,
anything. Even just even gliding past that light.
Yeah.
I can picture the shadow.
Oh, like the silhouette through there or something. I know, man.
It would be so good, man.
Oh, get ready. It just keeps going, dude. Like, the landscape is just mind-blowing, man. Over and over again.
Question.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is the case, but like, you're not wildlife, you weren't going out for looking for wild, whatever. Like, when this is popping off, are you still like, give me a bird, give me something, like, even if you weren't, like, if you guys were going out doing portraits yourself, like, do you have the moments, like, are you like, oh my God, like, okay, I gotta look for a bird now? Or were you able to be like, oh, I just want to enjoy the light, I don't care?
Yeah, just enjoying the light. I wasn't looking for a bird. Like, I mean, listen, I was always listening. If I heard a raven or something, I was like, immediately, I was just like on it. Or if something was flying by, we were taking our 35 millimeter and our 135 out for the portrait stuff mostly. But I was always bringing this 28-4 just in case, because I was just in case. Like, this landscape is incredible. If there was an opportunity, I was going to take it for sure. Yeah,
definitely.
But we were really concentrating on taking a lot of just portrait. Like, I was photographing Emily, she was photographing me sometimes. And it's interesting, man. Like, I haven't been in portrait mode in a very long time, but like her new sparked interest in this has really kind of brought it back. And the fact that I'm not doing it for work is very different. Like, we're in these places and I'm getting to just like photograph her in these landscapes in this light is kind of like, all right, this is pretty dope, Can't share a lot of those photos, but we've been having a great time. But yeah, dude, skies like this, I mean, it was just absurd. It was absurd. And here's the interesting thing, dude. Like, the last week we were there, just bluebird skies every day, right? None of this was happening. Yeah. So it was just this like
that
freak stormy thing. Like, when we were in LA, it was raining like crazy, super not normal for there. It was just like a weird weather pattern that we happened to hit with lots of rain and everything. Like, there's like a trailhead for one of these trails, like where we parked. And then you go out and like this I sent you some of these. This strip of light, I can't even comprehend how it happened.
No.
I don't understand how you get like a horizontal sliver of light that goes across an entire mountainscape. I'm looking behind me at the sun from where I'm at, and it like isn't doing that. It doesn't match up, but it was like, I guess out there is what it was doing. I don't know, man. It was bizarre.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. It was trippy.
So cool. Yeah. That's
and this
so
was
trippy.
like 5,000 feet up on the top of a ridge. So there's this, so you drive here, and again, everybody pulls up, parks there. There's a viewpoint like right on the other edge of the parking lot. That's where everybody goes. But then there's a 9-mile trail that just follows the ridge along, and you're doing like 360-degree views the whole way. So I went and did that just by myself the whole time. It was amazing. And you're seeing views like this.
Up in these ranges, so there's no like there's no sheep, no like
there can be bighorns around. I was looking a lot of times, especially when I was hiking, biking, and I kept my eye out. I never crossed paths with them, so it is possible they do exist in there. Yeah, but it's just huge. It's a vast landscape, and so I think you'd have to spend so much time to learn it, you know. And again, I probably could have done research and found out more stuff, but I was just like, I was just enjoying it, you know.
Having fun.
Yeah, for sure, you know. Emily took this one. This was all that same morning with the crazy beam of light. Yeah, the light was just doing crazy stuff, like all these light rays shooting down. So this down here is the lake now, right? Like that's what is the Salt Flat Lake. And this photo is kind of crazy. So this is probably about 20 vertical photos stitched, shot at 145 millimeter. So you ready? Like, watch the zoom in on this. Look at the detail you get when you zoom in on any area on this. Like, here's that spot way back there. You can view all the lake. Like, the file size on this is insane. I think natively it was like 30 feet wide at native printing resolution. Yeah, it's like an absurd photo. Yeah.
That light is wild.
Isn't it? Look at that
strip. I guess it's crazy. It had to have been just the way the
clouds were layered. Yeah. And dude,
right? And
the photos don't do it justice.
Each one is Yeah.
Wow. But like seeing it in person, it was one of the craziest lighting things I've ever seen. And again, same. I'm like, if a bird would have flown in anywhere, I would have been all over it. But just there was nothing there, you know. You'd hear some sparrows, you know. Yeah. This is a phone landscape. You can see Emily standing there, so you can just kind of see the scale of this place is just massive. And then we hit the lake. So we did do that one sunset. We were going to do a sunrise for less people, but every morning was like 40 degrees. And we're like, barefoot walking around the water in 40 is going to be freaking cold. So we waited till the evenings because it would warm up quite a bit. But check it out. Like, it's pretty trippy, you know?
Man, that's wild.
Isn't it? Yeah.
That's so cool.
And then you got 12,000 foot peaks in the back. Yep.
Just glass. Wow.
Yeah. Just nutty, man.
And the water is so shallow that it helps with that too, right?
You can that certainly helps big time, because you could walk out like forever, you know. It's just crazy shallow, like And again, we had a crazy sunset that night. It looked like it was going to get shut down, and I was like, I think we should stay. And then this happened. It just popped off, you know. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, you know. So like, I mean, it was just time after time.
I'm like,
amazing.
Give me ducks, give me anything.
I know, dude. I know.
Right?
I wasn't ignorant of that. I was always paying attention for it, but there wasn't anything around, you know?
I know. Yeah.
So this was like a place I was able to do a bike ride, and then this is the last place we stayed. We got to camp right in front of this wall. Yeah. Right?
Oh, wow.
Isn't that insane? Yeah. So check this out. That's where we got to stay.
Oh,
this was
Look at
this dirt road you take back, and it goes a little bit more than that, but that's the last campsite along this road. So it's maybe like a 15-minute drive back, and it's not a great road, but the van handled it fine. And then this is the last campsite, and it's right in between this they call it hole in the wall road. And so there's a gap in the mountains there, and like just incredible, dude. So freaking cool to stay back there.
What kind of rock is that, I wonder?
I have no idea, but like, look at that.
Yeah, like the holes. Like, what would create? I mean, it's obviously
I think it's sand erosion.
That's what I wondered. Yeah, like it obviously break down fairly easily, but it's cool.
So much of this stuff, dude, if you just like walk on it and touch it, like you hit it the wrong spot, it just crumbles in your hand. Yeah. Like it's just, the landscape is nuts, man. Yeah. And then
it's
the
like
dawn dusk colors. It really is. Absolutely. Everywhere we were, man. Look at it. It was just so otherworldly. Cool. And then you get it in those colors. And it was just, incredible, man. It was so much fun. Such an absolute amazing place to visit. Definitely a place I would go back to again, for sure.
Definitely.
And then maybe in other seasons there might be more wildlife and birds. I don't know.
Well, and I was just about I was just wondering, like, I mean, there's got to be birds there. Like you said, you heard some sparrows and stuff. So if you went in around breeding,
yeah, there was rock wrens consistently. I heard them sporadically about. The few places I saw them, I was just like, I already got better photos, because I've been able to shoot them in those New Mexico Badlands that look all crazy and everything. So
crazy too,
exactly. So I wasn't going crazy with that stuff, but it's been a time. So next up, we're heading to a place in Nevada. I'm going to be here for a little bit to do some bike riding, and then we're going to a place called Valley of Fire, and it's more of that like red rock, kind of like Sedona stuff, and it looks like another incredible landscape. So that's what we're going to go there for about a week next, and we'll see. We'll see what birds and wildlife are around there, and check that out.
That's awesome.
So I got one other thing I want to plug that's coming up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a part of this Out of Chicago Live, which I think is going to be incredible for anybody to join. It's not just wildlife photography, right? It's wildlife photographers, landscape. There's a lot of nature stuff, but there's even people doing like macro and flower and architecture, and they're teaching all this stuff. It's an all online based thing, right? So this group Out of Chicago hosts workshops all over the place. I'm going to be working with them in Florida this year, actually, for the first time, which is cool. But they're doing this live thing. It's February 6th through 8th this year. So in just a little bit less than a month. And you just sign up. I think it's like $300 and you get access to all of these seminars, right? And they're all going to be recorded so you can watch them later if you can't make it to them live. I'm going to be presenting and teaching about wide angle wildlife photography, not just small and frame, but specifically wide angle. And how to do that. That's one of the things I'm going to be teaching about, and as well as doing like people are submitting photos, so I'm going to be doing some feedback on that live, and cool. Just like a panel discussion about ethical bird and wildlife photography. But there's just tons of stuff. I think for the price and the access you're getting, and just the vast diversity of photographers teaching, I think it's an amazing thing, and anybody can do it from anywhere in the world, so you don't have to attend in person. It's just all online. They started it in COVID times and it did so well, they just kept it going because it was a great experience for everybody. So I just want to give that a quick plug, and you can just head to outofchicago.com or head to my website and find out more about it. But there's all the info there, and you can sign up and all that. I'll include a link in the show notes to this episode as well. So just wanted to give that a quick plug as well.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's great. Like, I mean, even with you, with like doing the portrait stuff, like all realms of photography, I think is beneficial to the one that you're more into. You know what I mean? Like, I think if you were learning street photography, landscape photography, like all those elements can all tie into wildlife photography. Like you can always learn something, even if it's post-processing or just shooting style. Like, like
absolutely
all the things. I mean, I used to do landscape in the past and portrait stuff and everything. And then like when I look now, fast forwarding, I'm like, I'm shooting wildlife and urban lights, like in some weird way. And that's all's tied in, and experience with low shutter speeds, like everything just ties together. So
absolutely,
like one of those conferences is great because it's not only I'm going to go see Ray Hennessy and wildlife, like take in everything.
No, totally.
I'm going to try and show.
I'm going to try and show this one other photo that I did of Emily. The last night we were staying there, it was pretty cool because I think this sort of like is sort of like the epitome of like the crazy stuff I like to try and do, and I thought it was so cool. I was able to kind of figure this out. So here we go. I should be able to bring it up and put it on this screen here. So check this out, dude. That's a single exposure.
What is that?
Hang on,
she's where? Is that her silhouette or is that her
shadow? That's her silhouette blasted up on the side of an entire mountain.
Oh, that's wild.
Isn't that cool? So
that's so
this
cool.
kind of stuff, and I bring this up because this kind of stuff to me can still sort of connect to wildlife photography, because this is something I could do if I found birds at night, right? So what I did was
an owl?
I was out shooting astro. Dude, there was a gray horned owl calling the entire time we were out there. But he was like up on the top of the mountain somewhere. I wasn't going to go find him in the dark, right? But the entire time we were out there playing around, he's hooting the whole time. It was really cool.
That's cool.
But anyway, I was thinking of a shot initially. I wanted to photograph her in front of the stars. This was with the 10 millimeter, and I was going to backlight her with the flash. So it was really cold out. I went out first just to get everything tested, and I'm testing it on myself, right? And while I was standing in this spot and I tested it, I happened to see when the flash fired, I saw my shadow on the projected on the whole side of this mountain. This mountain's hundreds of feet tall, and I saw my shadow like as tall as the mountain, right? And it popped out. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, I can do that. And how cool is it, dude? That this was just a little pocket flash, by the way, like a flash like this big. Just this little strobe light.
Cool.
It's got enough power to shoot it at, I think I did 8,000 ISO at like f4 or no, 2.8.
Okay.
And I illuminated this entire mountain from, we were far away. And so I had the flash maybe 15 feet from her. She stood there. I kept moving it around to line up, did some test shots, saw the size I wanted it on the mountain. And then I walked closer to the mountain and then I just shot the mountain scene with the stars. At I think it was about a 15-second exposure at 8K, 8,000 ISO, cool. And then just like projected it up there. But like, how wild is that?
That is pretty cool. Yeah, that's creative, man. That's really cool.
But imagine, again, just translating that, being able to do that with some kind of bird or wildlife, and it doesn't have to be a mountain, right? It can be projected onto anything, and there's just like there's all this crazy stuff you can do because with a flash like that at nighttime. The exposure on anything that's dark happens in the instant of the flash, right? So even if the birds are moving around and fishing and hunting or something, they can be doing whatever, and you can do a 30-second exposure of the stars, and that flash will freeze them or project their shadow perfectly sharp, and then the rest of the exposure happens, and you're good to go. So there's like all these different things you can do, and it's just so fun, like experimenting and playing with this stuff,
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yep. So.
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
I think that's a wrap, huh?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah,
all right.
Really good.
Yeah, thanks so much, everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. We're going to try and get back to weekly, but we're going to also just keep it kind of casual here. If we don't have a lot to talk about and show, we're not going to force a show, So hopefully we'll be back mostly weekly. So yeah, keep coming back, and thanks again. Andy and everybody else for supporting the show.
Definitely.
We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, take care, everyone.